Yeah, years ago, I did my first actual review on a different channel, lost credentials, don't have access to that channel anymore. Got a decent amount of views. I was actually proud of that being my first one and, the response. But since then, I've gotten lazy. Flat out. Reviewing tech products takes a lot of time and effort, and I just don't care enough to do it. So if I do buy something and want to share it, then I end up doing this. Like, oh, look, here it is. So in this particular episode, it's the Sony WIC100 wireless in-ear headphones, black. And I've been using them now for maybe a month, and I gotta say, I'm extremely satisfied with them. Now, if I could quickly go back in time, when I started using Bluetooth headphones while working out, because for a while I was using a wired connection, I was using the LG Tone. Very satisfied with the LG Tone. I bought them, I think, for like $20 from Best Buy as a refurbished product through their eBay page and used them for a long time. Would have kept using them, but unfortunately they were on the ground one day and I was vacuuming, and instead of picking them up to vacuum where they were laying on the ground, I attempted to nudge them out of the way, and then I ended up ruining one of the wires. Okay. Then I attempted to buy a new pair of LG Tones. Did not like them. They just felt cheap. And for the price that I paid, which was more than $20, I said no. So I ended up returning those. Then I attempted to use some over-the-ear headphones. And for the amount of sweat that comes out of my body, within a week of using them, those things smelled absolutely awful. Just to give a small amount of context, I had those over the ear headphones for probably at that point 4 years, and had never used them to work out, and had never, and therefore they never stunk. But after 4 or so days of working out with them, they smelled terrible. I had to get new ear cups, and I still have the headphones, but I just now don't use them for working out. So I did not want to use those. Then I ended up using a combination of wired. Let's say some skull candies, or actually I ended up finding some JBL runs. That's what they were, JBL runs with a FIO BTR 3, and used that for probably close to a year. And then when I got to where I'm currently living, using that combination on the exercise bike, I guess somehow either based off of where the device was clipped to my body, in conjunction with how I was storing it after I stopped working out or after I finished my workout, corrosion started happening. I attempted to clean it, did a terrible job of doing that, and now it no longer functions. The headphones themselves got damaged. I bought a new pair of headphones, but then now the actual BTR FIO no longer functions based off of me attempting to clean it and doing a horrible job at it. So needless to say, I was in the market for something different, something new, and I stumbled upon these things right here. And for $20, which is what I paid, and even though it says was $34.99, I think when I bought them, they were the was price was more expensive than $35, because when I saw the price difference, I was like, oh, let me hop on these right now. And needless to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed using them. Is the audio quality the best that I've ever had? No. But for $20, it's well worth it. And the big things that I like. One, form factor. So I know in 2024 and probably last year and even the year before, and since AirPods announcement, a lot of people want this truly wireless experience. And for certain things, that's fine. Not my cup of tea, but for some people and for certain things, I feel like that's okay. And before I go further, because a lot of people say, oh, we're just hating on AirPods. Like, no, I don't like that particular form factor in general. I've never owned a pair of AirPods, but I have owned one pair of the Google Pixel Buds that I actually did use. And then another pair came along with my Pixel 8 when I bought it, and literally never opened the box. Ended up selling them to somebody else who received them and I think left positive feedback. So I think they're satisfied with their product. But when it comes to that form factor of truly wireless, it's okay. You put two little things in your ears. And I know there's transparency mode, and yes, you can, pause and play stuff, but sometimes you want to take it out of your ear, and now you just have to hold it. or take the time to pull the case out and put it in the case, which is what you should do, but a lot of people don't. So either hold it or take the actual earbud, wireless earbud, and just put it directly in their pocket. Sometimes things fall out of ears. It's just a huge inconvenience. So what I like about this and the LG Tone is the fact that it's a neck band. So when you do want to take it out, you can take it out and it'll just rest around your neck. So that's absolutely great for me, in my opinion. The other thing, which as I mentioned before, because I'm now saying two things, sound quality is fine. Best thing you ever hear? No. But what I do like, at least what it advertises, and if I care to do so, I'll take some B-roll of the box that I have here, but it says it here on the screen. Battery life, 25 hours. Have I actually tested the battery life to go for 25 hours? No, I have not. But I'm telling you, I'll work out multiple times in a week, and I'll get on my bike, which is right here, which you can't see, and 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I know it's a wide range. It just depends on how I'm feeling that particular day, what I want to do. But for an entire week, when I turn it on, it'll tell me battery fully charged. And I'm like, well, I know that's not true because I've used it. But at the same time, I don't know what stages of battery life percentages it's going to give. I will say that it went from, let's say on a Wednesday, fully charged, to Thursday or, Friday, whatever, the next day that I turned it on. I think it said battery life 70%. So I was like, okay, it looks like that's the scale right there, that it's either going to tell you that it's fully charged, even though it's not. And then the next time it actually notices a change, or however it's identified, it's down to 70%. So will I get a reading in between? I haven't yet. And if I do between now and when I actually edit this video, then I'll be sure to include something on the screen. But for $20, and I think that's really where I have to go back to, and you can scroll up and down to see everything else that it has, charges via USB-C. For $20, it's well worth it. So if you are in the process of like, oh, I want some headphones, but I'm not sure, and AirPods are $100 or whatever, or insert the other brands too, because maybe you're not an iPhone user and you want one of the other truly wireless ones, I'm telling you, this is well worth the money. So I will continue using them, and if something changes, then I'll make another video. And even though it says that this deal ends in 6 hours, as I said, I've been using mine, I've owned them for about a month now, and I bought them for $20. So the deal will come around. Even if the price went back up to $35, I'd still say it's probably worth it. Anything beyond that, I'd be on the fence. But yeah, it's a good product. Last thing that I'll say, and if I choose to do so, and I'll still include this part, and if I don't do it, I won't do it, but I have not tested the microphone on on the headphones. In addition to telling you to subscribe, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, Minute Rice. Now I'm going to have absolutely zero B-roll of me putting one of these in the microwave and showing you how to cook minute rice, but I would tell you that these little packages save a lot of time. Now, for those of you who have ample amounts of time, but just simply don't feel like watching rice boil in a pot, something like this works. You take one of these little cups out, pop it in the microwave for 1 minute, and you're good to go. I've been eating these now for about 2.5 weeks, and I really, really enjoy them. You have your regular white rice, you have your brown rice, you have jasmine, you have wild rice. I think there's a brown rice and wild rice combination, and basmati. I might have missed one, but they're all pretty good. And for between 75 cents and $1 per serving, I think it's something you should consider. So like, subscribe, comment on the video, and consider purchasing some minute rice. So if I remember to do so and actually feel like doing it, then I'll give you an audio sample of it. But when it comes to these neck bands or literally anything, like I appreciate a good microphone, but I also appreciate a wired microphone. So when I want to talk about audio quality, via a microphone, then I'm like, your best bet is getting something wired. But for something like this, if you choose to use it for more than just working out, which again, I have not done, then yes, if I remember to do so, then I'll include an audio test of the microphone. Other than that, for something to use while you're sweating, $20, I think it's definitely worth it. Hopefully it'll last me as long as the LG tone that I use for years. But we'll find out. Again, $20 at Best Buy, probably available other places. Please consider giving it a try.